You're watching ZTV.
Hello, dear ones, and welcome to ZTV. I'm Z. I hope you're having a wonderful, amazing, fantastic day. I'm so excited. I'm a little bit hyped today because I got to spend some amazing time with the Lord in prayer this morning, and then the dreams that I had were even better. So I want to share a dream that I had with you on Thursday, December 17th, 2014. And I had 6 dreams that I recorded this morning alone, and that's just the stuff that I remember, like, because of course you dream all night, and I'm one of those people who, like, as soon as I close my eyes at night, the dreams begin. I'm not even fully asleep and I'm already dreaming and stuff like that. So one of the dreams I had was I was just like in a room, and to my left was like a TV screen, but it wasn't a screen, it was just him. But what you would see on the TV screen, basically like what you see of me right now, was Dr. Ben Carson, who's a GOP presidential candidate. He was to my left and just like there in the air, and he was talking to me and telling me things, and he told me 3 things, and so I was writing them on my right arm, and then I was out of room on the right arm, so I was pulling up my sleeve to write things on the left. And then he stopped speaking, and I was standing in the dream, thinking to myself, because I heard President Ben Carson, and I knew I was talking to him. And then so when he stopped talking, I was sitting there just thinking, and I'm like, President Ben Carson? There is no President Ben Carson. That doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound like the right name. And so that was just one of the segments of dreams that I had this morning. So I'm just sharing this and putting it out there now, not necessarily as a prophecy, but as potentially a prophetic word, a prophetic dream, because, I don't know, I haven't heard any other prophets announce who they think is going to be president yet, who they've heard the Lord say is going to be president yet. But there is a potential that it could be Dr. Ben Carson, because he's somebody who has been actually open about the Bible and actual real biblical truth. He was talking about implementing the 10% tithe system from the Old Testament, from the Bible, from the New Testament also, as the tax system in the United States. And this is interesting because there have been prophecies about the IRS being totally overhauled, and there have been prophecies about the tax system being overhauled. We already know that Social Security is falling apart, and any day now, they could just, send out notices and say, okay, we're not able to pay you just yet. But and then another thing, the Fed raised interest rates just yesterday, and so they made it possible for big banks to for their interest to increase by like $12 billion a year, just because they increased interest rates. And the big banks are the ones who have the deposits in there that the Federal Reserve, that they use their strength, they get their strength from. And so I was praying over that, and I was saying, the wealth of the wicked, my name is Banks, and the wealth of the wicked is being stored up for me. I'm getting some of that wealth in Jesus' name. And so there is, the potential for the Lord to come in and completely overhaul the United States tax system. He can do that, so it's not impossible. And I'm learning more and more with the Lord, how frequently the impossible is going to be happening more and more and more as the days go ahead. Okay, that reminds me real quickly. It's so funny, I was praying about something the other day, and I was telling the Lord, that's impossible, that can't be what you want me to do. And then I kind of hear this laugh. Holy Spirit's always laughing at me, because my imagination and my brain are always just like bizarro world. But I was like, okay, well, that's my answer, because I'm one of those, like a few years ago when I was fighting to get Zane back, I told him, okay, I want that Abraham life. I'm going to be that one who is constantly and always wanting and expecting the impossible. I don't care what it looks like in the natural. Once I set my mind on something, I'm going to partner with you and get what I want. And so whenever I say that's impossible, that couldn't possibly happen, he's like, Banks, you signed up for that with me, so you just need to stop talking about that's impossible and accept it, and know specifically if it does seem totally impossible, I've signed you up for it, so you can war for it. But anywho, don't forget to visit me at zwriteswords.org, at zaribanks.com, at prayerjunkie.net. You can find all of my books, all of my ebooks and digital downloads at payhip.com/@Ms. Banks. Thank you so much for your time. I'll see you later.